Hello kittens! Silver here with my phone response bunny, and we have a big Plushie Dreadful package that arrived bright and early this morning. The delivery driver actually arrived 9 o'clock on the dot, which actually for me is not super early because I wake up at like 5 or 6 in the morning, which is absolutely ungodly, but at least it makes me fully prepared for early morning unboxings like these, or I guess unpackagings in this case. So let me get this package open, and I am so excited to show you who's inside today. Okay, 3 tightly wrapped buns ready to go. So actually I probably should have, all right, yeah, actually I should have pulled this out because again, they're quite compressed in this bag, so hold on one more second. And here is the pile, and I don't even know who I want to open up first, but I can tell which ones these are just based on the little preview of the tote bag that I'm seeing. So I'll move Fawn over to the side. I think I'll do this one first. This one was one of my mom's favorites. This is going to be the Bunana bunny, who is going to pair super well with another one of the Fruitfuls that I bought recently. Okay, so there's the back of him. That's so cute that you actually have 2 different images of him. I'm guessing yep, that's the front side. This is actually a much smaller bag than the other ones, but it does just fit him, so I'm not complaining. And I actually almost forgot that there is a pen, so let me just open this up and see which pen I got today. Oh yay, I got Anxiety Rabbit. That's like one of the most iconic bunnies in their lineup, and I don't think I have this pen. To my knowledge anyway. My memory is a little bit hazy these days, but I'm super happy to have this one. Definitely one of my favorites. So we'll put that aside and take out my Bunana bunny. This is a really pretty bag too. I love the sky blue coloring. Works very well with those light yellows and creams. He's actually pretty tight in here, which isn't surprising because the bag, like I said, is smaller than most of them. I think it's a little bit like tangled. Oh, yeah, something kind of got tangled here. Hold on, let me just do this off camera. Okay, he is half out. I was kind of trying to make it, somewhat live. Oh my gosh, his little banana peel fell off. Here's the little guy. Oh my goodness. This little one is actually even bigger than I thought he was going to be, which I kind of had an idea that that might be the case just based on pictures I've seen other collectors share of him. And what I love is that unlike some of the other Fruitfuls who are in a fixed sitting position, this one actually has the floppy legs. Look at his adorable face. But you're not really getting the full effect because his little banana peel ears fell off. So this is it. And it's hilarious when you see the videos that they share, like on their TikTok and YouTube, where they're just kind of like yanking off the little banana peel ears, because this one actually used to have no ears whatsoever. So he was just like this little cursed creature. But then they decided to update the pattern to give him these tiny little ears, which is so adorable. But let me just get his little banana peel on his head so I can show you what he typically looks like. So hold on. Oh my gosh, look at this little cutie. I was having a little bit of a tricky time getting the banana peel on, but then I realized there's a little loop at the bottom, which you actually can't even really see, which hooks around his little bunny tail. Oh, I think it actually slipped off. It's very slippery. It's kind of hard to keep this in place. Let me see if I can do this better. Hold on one second. Okay, it is back on, and I was still kind of struggling a little bit just to figure out where things are situated, but see there's like a little button snap here, which I think is supposed to hook around his tail, but it doesn't really want to stay in place. There's also like another button here in the middle, and like I was trying to see if his little ears kind of go through there, but like this is the best that I could do. So it's a little slippery, which I guess makes sense. It is a banana peel, but he is so adorable. Look at his little face, the little stem on top. So I think there's actually even an info card. So it says Bunana. It says, everyone thinks rabbits love carrots, but bananas are almost universally loved by rabbits. This bun, embarrassed by their tiny bun ears, dons a giant banana peel so they can blend in among their beloved lop friends. But let them know you love tiny bun ears too, and maybe they'll relax a little. He is so cute. And like I said, he actually is the same exact size as the regular standing Plushie Dreadfuls, which it seemed a little bit deceiving from the online pictures or the catalog photos, but he definitely is, as you can tell, just almost identical in size. So cute. So that is the Bunana bun. Now we'll move on next to, this should be the Auditory Processing Disorder bunny. I was really excited about this new design, and even though I don't necessarily suffer from this syndrome, I can kind of relate in some ways, just because it's basically, well, let me pull up the information online so that I get the actual symptoms correct. Hold on a second. Okay, so here's a little preview of the bunny in case you didn't see, but it says here that auditory processing disorder is a condition where the brain has difficulty processing and interpreting sounds, even when hearing ability is normal. People with APD may struggle to distinguish similar sounds, follow conversations in noisy environments, or process spoken instructions quickly. This can lead to challenges in communication, learning, and daily interactions. So yeah, I guess I can kind of relate to that in some ways. Sometimes if I'm at a social gathering and there's a lot of cross conversation going on, it can be kind of difficult sometimes for me to hone in on one person's conversation. If somebody's talking to me, I kind of sometimes have a tendency to get distracted because I'm sort of hearing things all at the same time, and that's kind of what this represents. So let's upend him. I may need to make some room at my desk just to give him enough space to shine. So let me just move Bunana over here. Let's take a look at his tote bag. Really nice purple color. So here he is. Oh my gosh, this is the 4-eared bunny, which 4 ears, twice the amount of ears means twice the amount of softness, which is a big part of why I felt like I really needed this bunny in my life. And you see all these music notes too, and I'm kind of a musically inclined person. I love music. I play guitar a little bit, but that's another thing that really drew me to this bunny. So let's take him out of his bag, and here he comes. He's almost exactly the same color as his tote bag, which, in case you didn't already know, purple is one of my all-time favorite colors. So here we go. Here is Auditory Processing Bunny. Oh my gosh, look at him. He is just a little punk rocker. Look at the mohawk. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love it. It's like this bright violet color. Oh my gosh. The colors just all around are so beautiful. Purple, pink, and blue is like the ultimate combination as far as I'm concerned. And as you can see, the eyes are kind of two-toned, so they're half pink and half blue, like where the iris is. And then you got that black felt fabric in the middle. And the symbol on his tummy here, I believe, is a violin string. But let me just take a look at his info card. He does have an informational card here, so we can get a better idea of what all this means. So 4 ears, let's see, for difficulty focusing on one sound in a busy area, broken music notes for issue with volume, clashing colors and sound waves, for feeling overwhelmed and yet in the dark due to processing delays, violin bow symbol for some sounds being pleasant to some and not to others, or not others, and zipperless back pouch for hiding sensory things. Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't even realize that at first when I bought this bunny. It wasn't until after the fact, but look, there's a little pouch back here. You can kind of store little goodies, I guess. I'm not sure what I would put in there, but it's an interesting little concept, I guess, especially for people who do suffer from this disorder. He's got super floppy legs. I love this sort of pinkish purple tips on the ends of his paws. And he's got these sort of blue lines across his wrists and ankles, I suppose you would say, and some pink ones here at the top of his arms. Super cute. Always very, very soft, these plushies. And let's take a look. He has a little tiny nose. I don't see his little mouth. It looks like he almost just has a little, oh, there it is. There's his little mouth. Sometimes that fluff kind of covers it. Oh my gosh, he is so adorable. Oh my goodness. He is definitely going to be going up there with some of my favorites, I think. And the ears, let's just talk about the ears for a second. So it looks like he's almost got like stitch marks on the inside. So we have purple and blue, and there are those broken music notes that were talked about in the little informational card. And then the same thing on the other side. Oh my gosh, my mom actually referred to him as the butterfly plush. It's funny because I actually have a few plushie dreadfuls that have actual legit butterfly symbols, but she felt like this one really because of the ears. And I can see why. He kind of does have that sort of look to him. Oh my gosh, he is so, so adorable. And I guess I've already decided that he's a he, but look at him. How could I say no to this one? So that is auditory processing. And then there's one more bunny, and this is an interesting one. This is going to be the Limerence bunny. So I'm going to unzip this baggie And there's a little picture of her. Oh, how cute. Okay, so I'll unzip her, topple her out, and also get her product information available for you. So one second. Okay, so let's take a look at her bag first and foremost. So we have a door. Looks like a locked door with a bunch of unread love letters at the bottom. And then here's the bunny. Oh, she's so sweet. And she's holding a little magnifying glass there, as you can see. And that's actually going to be part of her sort of little accessory set that we're going to be getting in here. So Limerence is actually not at all something that I can really identify with, but I actually was going to sort of apply a new meaning to this plush, which I know is completely against what was originally intended, but seeing as it is, you know, sort of like a work of art, because I do feel like plushies like these, especially handmade plushies, are works of art. It is, I think, open to interpretation. So I'll read you what Limerence actually is. Oops, oh, there goes her little magnifying glass. So let's take a look. I love this color. This is completely unlike any green bunny that I've gotten so far. Look at the little tail, the pink heart tail. Oh my gosh, it's too cute. And she has a little envelope here. Oh, okay, let me get her magnifying glass off the floor. Good thing that was an actual glass, otherwise it might have shattered. Hold on a second. Okay, there it is. Look at that. Look at that silver holographic material that's used and that little sort of angry face there. The other side doesn't have a face, but it's got a little loop so you can loop it around her arm. So let's take a look at this bunny. Hold on, let me just move the fur away so we can see her cute little face. Oh my gosh, she is so beautiful. I was really drawn to this plush, I think just for sheer cuteness factor, but I did find a way to sort of, like I said, kind of apply a different meaning to her that would fit me better than, you know, the actual limerence condition. But let me read you what limerence is. So basically limerence is an aching, obsessive longing for another's love and validation. I think it's usually in a romantic sense. So that's kind of what she represents. That's why you have that sort of heartbreak. So she's kind of like the unrequited love bunny. And as for the symbolism, I'll see if there's actually a card here. I think there actually is for this one. So it says determined and pleading eyes. It says for unreciprocated love, hearts everywhere for an inability to divert thoughts from your crush, love letter for obsession with checking communication, magnifying glass for overanalyzing, and alchemical symbol representing fixation on the back of the ear. Okay, so that's where I can really identify with this bunny, because even though I don't tend to idealize people, I do know what it is like to hyperfixate on things, especially as a collector. And maybe some of you out there can kind of identify with that too. And it doesn't even have to be just plush collecting, it could be absolutely any kind of collection. But that sort of obsessive desire for, you know, that one grail item, the endless searching, which is kind of what the magnifying glass represents to me. And I thought even the little letter could represent like an inbox for, you know, checking your messages constantly for, you know, any leads on things that you're looking for. So I can definitely relate to this bunny in that way. That's kind of how I see her, you know, just as a fixation bunny in general. And I definitely know what it's like, just that feeling of just frustration and sometimes hopelessness that comes with, you know, trying to find what it is you're searching for and feeling like you're fighting a losing battle sort of thing. So that is the Limerence bunny. Oh my gosh, she is so adorable. I love her little round head. It just, oh my gosh, the pink inside the ears. The green and the pink really go really pretty together. And as you can see, the ends of her paws have a slightly lighter green fabric. She just, oh, she feels so soft every which way you feel. And we saw the little pink heart tail at the back, which is again another one of my favorite features. And actually you can see inside of her eyes there's a little white embroidered heart as well. So cute. I think the original design of this bunny actually had kind of like narrowed eyes, but it looks like they did away with that design. But this little blue part at the bottom I think is actually supposed to represent tears. Poor little thing. And she, oh look, she's even got little rosy red cheeks too. Oh, this is such an adorable bunny. I think this one belongs in just about any Plushie Dreadful collection, especially if you like cute bunnies. She is just at the top of her class. So that was my haul for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed seeing them. I definitely enjoyed opening them, and I cannot wait to share my next Plushie Dreadful batch with you. So I will see you again very soon with some new plush. Bye, everybody.